Shep, baby. Good Shep! Hello. What a perfect day to be sitting inside listening to me talk at you. The last time I performed stand-up, it was my third time doing it. This is my fourth, and I'm getting ready to go on stage, and Jim Gaffigan just shows up and slides in right before me, which seems fair, but it did wonders for my confidence. But what it made me think of is, you know when they breed horses? This should be obvious. When they breed horses, they have like the stud horse, who, stud, by the way, is a word that at least half the times I say it, I pronounce it stud. Stud. So they have the stud horse with like the 30-yard dick that they bring in to start pumping and getting the girl horse, you know, ready to have her body do what it needs to do to properly receive the load of the tiny dick horse that they're trying to breed. So at the last second, they pull the stud out, which sucks for him. They bring in the tiny dick horse, which sucks for her. And, you know, he's just like, and then he's done. So Jim Gaffigan was the stud. And I get on stage and was like, oh, fart, penis, and that was it. That's as close as I'll ever get to comparing my cock to a horse's cock. Because when you see mine, when you see mine, because you're gonna, you'll know there's nothing horsey about when I'm rocking. No. Okay, one more cock thing, and then I'll maybe move on from this. I was walking to work the other day up 6th Avenue, and there was a British woman behind me, just being loudly British, and, you know, I can hear, that's how all British people talk. And eventually, I just sort of, like, decided to listen to what she's saying, and she goes, yeah, and you remember the John and Lorena Bobbitt story, don't you? She's talking to some dude. I'm like, fuck yeah, I remember that. And she's like, yeah, you know, she cut off his husband's hog, and then she threw it out the window, and all that. Anyways, she was like, yeah, we were having a long discussion about it last night, and we wanted to see what it looked like sewed back on. So we Google imaged it. So anyways, I'm devastated that you said this, because it's a weird way to start your day. So I'm like, I wanted to say, ma'am, this is disgusting, can you just talk about this in private or something? So I was about to say it, but I moved on, went up to work, and immediately Google imaged it. But anyway, so where I go with this is at work the other day, and I'm looking at like an Excel spreadsheet, something boring, and I had my headphones in, and they're plugged into the computer, and I'm listening to, like, you know, iTunes radio or something dumb like that that no one uses. And a Beyonce song comes on. I'm like, all right, sick, you know, Beyonce. And for me, when I think of Beyonce, I think of, you know, like, to the left, just, you know, emotional, strong women, you know, that everyone listens to. This was a different experience for me. Let me, before I go further, I took the liberty to write down some lyrics of the song that came on. This is the guy's card who's filming this. So this is what I'm hearing as I'm working. Driver, roll up the partition, please. I don't need you seeing Beyonce on her knees. So I'm like looking at the spreadsheet. It took 45 minutes to get all dressed up. We ain't even gonna make it to this club. Now my mascara running and red lipstick smudge. Oh, he's so horny, he want to fuck. He popped all my buttons and he ripped my blouse. He Monica Lewinsky all on my gown. Which, I know what she meant by Monica Lewinsky, but technically wouldn't that mean that he's blowing a dude next to her? Anyways, she goes on, she's like, oh there, daddy. Didn't bring the towel. Oh, baby, better slow it down. Took 45 minutes to get all dressed up, he ain't gonna make it to this club. And then she continues to say, handprints and footprints on my glass. Handprints and good grips on my ass. Private show with the music blasting. He liked to call call me Peaches when we get this nasty. So I'm sitting at my computer and achieve a full erection. Just walking a throbber at work. And people are walking by probably just like, Chris really likes Excel. Loves to crunch those numbers, doesn't he? It's not your mom, it's Beyonce. It's a different Beyonce, different breed of Beyonce. Now that's what I call music. So Beyonce and Jay-Z are married, you know, for the moment, and it made me think of a lot of my friends are getting married now at that age, and I have sort of a staunch record of not getting invited to weddings. Can't imagine why. And I understand the logic of that because I'm a threat. I'm dangerous. I'll go there, I'll get drunk, and my pants will come up, which didn't happen. However, it's also dangerous not to invite me to your wedding, particularly because nowadays people start to do these like hashtags for, you know, their weddings. So, for instance, like hashtag Alex and Jamie get hitched, which I am so proud that I use Alex and Jamie. Is that not the most politically correct? There could be a dude and a girl, could be two girls, could be two dudes, could be me and a horse, could be. But I'm thinking, so you can like, so that they do the hashtag so that the bride and groom can like later find all the photos that people posted and all the statuses by searching the hashtag. I'm like, if I'm not going to your wedding, and I should have gone to your wedding, I'm making up my own Twitter, Instagram handle, and just being like, the bride looked fat, hashtag Alex and Jamie. Or the groom blew me in the dressing room before the ceremony, hashtag Alex and Jamie. I mean, you could wreak havoc with people's weddings. Just hijack the hashtag. Wedding hashtag practice. The last thing I'll say before I go is I was on the subway the other day and saw a woman holding a Victoria's Secret bag. It struck me, the difference between what that actually means and what men think that means is stark. And by men, I mean me. What it means is that a nice girl needed to buy some new underpants. So she went out and she bought herself some underpants. What men think is, dude, it's definitely a thong. And if it's a thong, she's fucking horny. And if she's horny, if I stare at her and her bag long enough, she's gonna want to have a threesome with me. That's what we think Victoria's Secret is. Whereas, in reality, she needed a piece of fabric between her genitals and her slacks. We think she's a whore and she wants me. Thank you very much.